Okay, guys, so I tried this guy earlier and I made a bit of a mistake of this, so I'm going to try to find out where I was last time. Oh, yeah, right here. So, what happens if you're not given the slope? I'm using red here to signify something that we're done. The course was very sad. So, I'll use red for a bit. I'll go back to pink. Shows up the best, I think. So, here, if you don't have the slope, what do you do? If you want to find an equation, it's a bit of work actually, and you find the slope. Okay, and you do that. You have 2 points, and you go ahead and you'll find the slope using y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So, for example, here on the left, here I'm going to erase some of this stuff because I tried this video earlier and I ran into a hiccup. Let's erase. I think it does. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to erase all this here. What is going on here is I don't have the equation, so I go ahead and I set this up to find the slope by using y2 minus y1 over x2 over x1. So this point here is my first point. Here's my second point. So these are the points from the question, and this is my x and my y. So this is my x1, my y1, my x2, my y2. So here I go, this guy subtract this guy. That's going to be y2 minus y1 is 10 minus 2 is 8. 5 minus 1 is 4. There is my slope of 2. You go ahead and you sub that into the equation, y equals 2x plus b. Then you take one of these 2 points and you put them in as x and y, or you sub them in. So in this case, I use this point 1, 2. And I sub in for my x the 1 and for the y the 2. So I get 2 equals 2 times 1 plus b, and then you end up with 2 equals 2 plus b, and when you rearrange, you get b equals 0. So that can happen, and that just means your y-intercept is 0. So if you're going to graph that, that means that your y-intercept is 0, which means we're going through the origin, which is no big deal. But when you go ahead and you sub back into mx plus b, now that I found out b is 0, I end up with y equals 2x plus 0, which we clean up as y equals 2x. So we haven't talked about that much, but if you see a line where you have y equals 5x or negative 5x or whatever, plus nothing, there's nothing here, and you go, wait, that's not a line, it is a line, and that's actually y equals mx plus b form, where your b is 0. We just don't write the 0 because it's a little bit too much. Okay? I'm going to show you how to check to see if this is right in a second. We'll do this one here. That's going to be my P1 and my P2. So I'll go minus 8 minus 2 is minus 8 minus minus 2 is going to be minus 8 plus 2. Really be careful with your signs here. That'll get you negative 6 on top. Then you go 6 minus minus 3 is 6 plus 3, which is 9. My slope is not that. It's this. In lowest terms, negative 2/3. So negative 2/3 is my slope. So this will all be wrong, but I'll clean it up. So y equals negative 2/3 x plus b. You're going to take one of these points and sub it in. I happen to take this point, the 6 and minus 8. It's fine. Sub that in. Here you get minus 2/3 times 6. So a little bit of math here. That's minus 12 over 3. Minus 12 over 3 is 4. Okay, minus 4. So I have minus 8 equals minus 4 plus b. So let's go over that again, what I did there. I have minus 2/3 times 6. That's minus 2/3 times 6 over 1. That'll be minus 12 over 3, minus 12 over 3, which is negative 4. I almost dropped everything. So then when you take this negative 4 and bring it over, you have minus 8 plus 4. That'll be minus 4, and that's my b. So now I have y equals negative 2/3 x minus 4. Now what I want to show you is you can see if that is correct, and we're going to go over this later. But what you can do to check if this is right, you do a left side, right side check. Which we've talked about in the past, I think, and I know we have. And what happens here is you take the other point, this guy here, and you sub that in. So now I have my equation, and that's my y is minus 2, and I ask myself, does this hold true? When I sub in minus 3 for x, will this be true? And I have minus 2 equals negative 2/3 over times negative 3. So that's going to be negative 6 over 3 minus 4, which is plus 6 over 3 minus 4, which is plus 2 minus 4, which is minus 2. So the right side is minus 2, the left side is minus 2, and it holds true. Okay, so that's your left side, right side check if you have time to do that. Other things like this. Trickier questions. So here you find the slope, and you find the slope of this line, and then you say, well, my slope is 4. You go ahead and find that 4. It's perpendicular to this line, the one we're looking at, so that means that it has this slope. And we also know that it has an x-intercept of 5, which means it passes through the point 5, 0. And I sub that in here, and I get that b is 5/4. Okay, so a little bit of work here. Okay, so what I've done, take your time, find the slope, and then use the point 5, 0. Okay, again, it hasn't been given to you directly, but it says it goes through. It has an x-intercept of 5, which means that it passed through the point 5, 0. Do what I did above. Sub that in for x and y, 5 and 0. This becomes negative 5/4. This is 0. Bring it over. B is 5/4. Okay, so then go back and there's your equation.